Welcome back to the second season of our show, guys. Super excited to be here with you guys. We got some new gear. Super excited about that. Also frustrated getting it all set up. We got a new studio. Check our Instagram out to get some pictures.
We moved to a different basement, basically. We moved from Wayne's basement to Dan's basement.
Yeah. And then we also got a new format in how we're doing our show. So Billy can tell you a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we kind of spent, I think a whole day talking about it.
That's kind of exaggerating, Billy. It was 4 hours.
It was a whole day. Okay, so what it's going to be is we're going to upload the long version, which will be a full podcast. We're going to try to aim for 45 minutes to an hour. And then of that 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to try to clip it up into 4 to 10 minute videos of little anecdotes you can think of.
And that's what you're going to be able to find on YouTube. The actual podcast you'll be able to find on all those podcast apps, not on YouTube, but the little clips you'll be able to find on YouTube, just of little stories that we're sharing.
Yeah, hopefully that will make the whole listening to a podcast on YouTube experience just make more sense.
Yeah, not as dumb.
Basically, because the format before was just didn't make any sense.
And hopefully you guys let us know how it goes. Anyways, we had a pretty long winter break. We were pretty late in getting back into it. I know we said January, but yeah, it's February now. Billy, tell us if you did any of those events that you told us you were going to do.
There was 4 of them, I believe. So I did all of them except for the Pioneer Village. The Christmas tree one.
You said it was dumb.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before, right? So yeah, that one was the worst one out of the 3 I did. Because that was a sardine can.
Was that the distillery district?
No, that was the one at City Hall. Yeah, that was City Hall, and then they cage you in.
Oh yeah, you told me there was one small entrance, right?
Yeah, there's.
I told you were dumb for going, right?
It was on the old podcast.
People were trying to break the fences because they were caged in animals.
What was the next one?
The next one was the distillery district one.
Christmas market.
Yeah, that was good.
I think we talked about this one too, didn't we? Or we talked about how we were going at the same time.
Yeah. It kind of sucks to say this now, but you needed to buy the tickets ahead of time, online.
Just hop the fence.
Yeah, you try doing that, okay? You try doing that. I bet they have secret tasers that are going to tase you down to the ground. But yeah, so you actually had to buy it ahead of time. So I went actually twice technically. The first time I went, I didn't buy the tickets online. And me and my friends were standing outside like jackasses. And we actually just had to leave because we didn't know that we had to actually buy tickets. So you went too, right, Dan?
Yeah, I went on a weekday, so I didn't buy anything. I've just paid for parking.
Oh, so you don't have to pay on the weekend?
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sundays.
Losers.
We can't go during the weekdays. People got work and people live far and people have a lot of excuses.
You're saying I don't work?
I don't know. How do you get down there on a weekday? You live in Markham too.
I have Wednesdays off.
Oh, see, there you go. So the other one was the Niagara one, right? The Niagara one was okay. There was a small little strip. So we did a kind of a weekend trip there.
Yeah. Oh, so you stayed overnight?
Yeah. So we went on the Friday. We saw the fireworks. The fireworks were decent. It wasn't disappointing. It was better than the one actually at City Hall for the Christmas tree light.
Yeah.
The fireworks there was it was kind of like Woodbine Beach. You know when they have that? It's actually nice. The only thing is that it was a bit shorter than Woodbine Beach, so...
So what, 10 minutes? Because I think Woodbine Beach is normally 15 minutes worth of fireworks, right?
No, it's significantly shorter. But they have those humongous, big ball ones.
Yeah.
That make a shockwave to your face.
Oh, those were the...
Yeah, those are so good. So they had a couple of those. And then they had a finale too, where they throw everything at you and it boom, 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 boom. And then there's the near the water side of things, where they have lights set up. We didn't actually go because it was cold. We looked at it. And it looked decently nice, but there's no one there in Niagara.
Yeah, it was freezing that weekend.
Yeah, no one was there.
I was there on the Sunday of the same weekend and hoping to get some nice pictures, but the displays are kind of more so nice to look at, not really nice to take pictures
It's
of.
Nice to drive by.
Yeah. And everything good was at that main section where they have all those touristy attractions and you go down into the Niagara on the lake. But once you pass the falls, those ones, it wasn't even worth going to.
The only thing I saw there also was there was a carnival there. It's kind of creepy because, so basically it was an open field and a Ferris wheel in the distance.
Yo, that's scary. Yeah, that's a straight from a horror movie.
And we went there at night.
I swear to God, then it's you don't go and then, you go back, stay overnight, come back the next day, it's the Ferris wheel's gone. It's going to be one of those haunted stories.
I know you went to these events and stuff like that, but you also went on a vacation to Cuba.
Yeah, so I went to Santa Maria.
Where's Santa Maria?
Cuba is a small little island for those who don't know.
So it's in Cuba?
Yeah, it's in Cuba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's Havana in the northwest.
Yeah.
And Veradera to 2 hours east, so southeast. It's Japan, but flipped 180.
Okay, Billy.
Like a forward slash.
Yeah.
From our past on this podcast, you telling me that's Japan means nothing to me because I'm not exactly sure the shape of Japan.
God damn it. Okay, it's like a seahorse leaning forward.
They don't know what direction forward is. It's a forward slash and a backslash.
Wait, oh, that's actually a good question. Which way are you guys imagining a seahorse when I say it? Which way is it facing? Right or left?
I'm thinking it's dead on the floor.
Well, because I know what you're talking about, I'm imagining it facing to the right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking of that too.
Okay, alright.
Wait, that's Japan or is that Cuba?
That's
Japan.
Japan.
Okay, and now Cuba, is he swimming left or is he swimming
He's
upside
leaning
down?
backwards.
Yeah, he's leaning back.
He's like doing a lean back.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, go on.
Fuck the geography. Anyways, so yeah, Santa Maria is basically kind of, it's not really like the party area. The party area is more Veradera,
Yeah.
which is 2 hours away, but it was still pretty good. So we stayed at Memories. It was insane. So I think it was like,
Is Memory sponsoring you, Billy?
I wish they were. It's actually Canadian owned, so they could. If they give me money, I'll go again. So each hotel-ish maybe like is separated into like a small little like, I don't know what to call it, bungalows or something? What would they be
Bungalows.
called?
Huts?
Little huts, I don't know.
No, it's not huts. It's
Wait,
like
are you talking about rooms or resort-wise? Or are you talking about just different buildings?
different buildings.
Oh, yeah, it's just different buildings. Because that's how it was when I go to places like Dominican Republic.
We started counting like how high it went, right?
Yeah.
And the highest one we saw was maybe like 50 something.
Wait, are you trying to go to the highest building?
No.
When I went on my trip before, I always thought, because like when you choose an apartment, you want the highest floor, right? Because just, I don't know why.
They're all the same floor.
No, but I'm saying like the higher the better. That's just, I guess it's prestige. I don't know. That's
The
when
fuck?
you pick like a place where you live. But when you're at a resort, you want the lowest
Yeah,
level
because
as
it's
possible.
closest to the food.
No, it's just that. And if you're drunk, someone's got to carry you up. I don't think they'll want to carry you up more than 2 flights of stairs.
No, everything is max 3 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the number of those buildings. There's 60.
Number of buildings?
Yeah, there was 60 something of those
That's
buildings.
insane.
And there's 3 floors, maybe like 24 rooms per floor, times like 60 something. And that's all like the highest we saw, because there's a whole another half of this resort that we didn't see because we're like, it's only like residential. It was like a massive resort.
How was the food there? I heard Cuban food sucked.
That's the thing about Cuba. Like, I haven't been there myself because everything that I hear. Because when you select your resort, like, what was that website? TripAdvisor, right? That's a good one to go by. They say a 5-star in Cuba is an equivalent to 3-star everywhere else. Like the DR or Jamaica or whatever. So I'm always like thinking, so if I pick something 5-star, I'll still be treated like shit.
So the one I stayed at was 5 stars. And I would say like, in terms of cleanliness of the room, it was fine.
Wait, resort is crap, but still, Cuba has some of the nicest beaches. That's why I always hear about from Cuba.
The beaches were so freaking windy where I was. Like, it was like blowing us
You
away.
can't control the wind, man.
Yeah, but every single day it was windy. Like, that was crazy.
Do you go during like hurricane season?
No, it's winter. It's the end of hurricane season already.
Well, you got the end of it.
Yeah, it was just really windy when we went. But the beaches are nice. The sand is softer than the sand in Hawaii. But the water was like
How do you test the softness of sand?
with your feet. And feeling, you know? With your sense of feeling.
Well, I guess it's the fineness of the beach, the sand, right?
Yeah. Like, it's like, if you want to get into it, alright, it's like the mushiness of it. If it hurts your feet, it's really soft.
You know where it's nice? Because I've only been to Jamaica and the DR. Jamaica has the nicest beach for me, and they had jerk chicken on the beach.
Ooh, that's
So
good.
that was amazing. So I just go to the like a little barbecue hut that they have,
Mm.
grab some jerk chicken, and then go sit on the sand like a hobo.
It's pretty dope.
Oh, it is dope.
What was the craziest thing that you did in Cuba then?
Hookers.
No, I didn't do any hookers in Cuba. What the hell? Craziest thing. I really like going on like catamarans.
Those are cool.
Yeah, those are really fun. So one of the weird things that, okay, so I don't normally like go to like shows and someone's like, hey, can I get a volunteer?
Yeah.
So during the catamaran thing, we went to this dolphin expedition area, right? We got like 4 catamaran full of people, which is equivalent to maybe like 300 or so people in total. So they had a show for the dolphins and they had a whole audience of like 300
Wait,
people.
I had a show for the dolphins?
Yeah, so the dolphins would like dance.
Oh, the dolphins performing for you.
Yeah, so they would jump through the hoops, you know, like what you see on like
Yeah.
TV shows and stuff. So they jump through hoops and like do their silliness. They basically asked for a volunteer, and I don't know why I volunteered. So,
I do it all the time when I do this.
for 300 people?
Like, I remember there was a karaoke night. I went up, sang 2 songs.
Like open karaoke?
Are you drunk?
No.
In front of 300 people?
Well, not 300.
But do you know the people?
No, this is like in the resort stage.
Oh,
It was karaoke night, and then you just put a song that you want, and then when it's your turn, they call you up.
That's crazy.
I sang Backstreet Boys.
okay.
And Aerosmith, yeah.
Did you go with your girlfriend
It was for a wedding.
for a wedding? Oh, so yeah, there's actually people there you already know.
Yeah, so it's alright.
But have you done that in front of them already? Like the karaoke thing?
In front of them, probably. I go karaoke all the time, but this time it was a resort event.
How many people do you think was in the audience?
Yeah, let's talk about this audience demographic here. Like,
Oh no, it's the whole resort. Like, because there's only one stage at the resort, right? So whoever wants to hear people sing, they go. They want to hear me sing.
Oh my god. I wouldn't have the balls for that, man.
yeah, okay, yeah. So, anyways, so I went up there, right, and I had no idea what to expect. You know, like when they ask you to volunteer, I think in
Yeah.
Canada, like normally, like they just do something small and silly, right? So they had a female go up and then a
Wait,
male
did
go
you
up.
get married again?
No. No. Oh, thank God, no. It's like traumatized like every time. So what they made the girl do was like, I think she was like young. She was like 14 years old or something.
Oh,
and they made her like dance and stuff. Like, oh my.
Jeez.
And then, so she went first. I was like, oh my God, they're going to make me dance
Oh
in front of like 300 people. And so when it was my turn, the first thing the person told me to do was take off my shirt. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like, no. So I had to do that. They started like, so instead of me dancing, they had to make me like for like powerlifting things, they make you like do those flexes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to basically do that, and then music was playing and give a show to like 300 people.
Do you feel sexy?
No, that was like very, very like embarrassing. And then at the end of it, so that, like afterwards, they're like, okay, so since you did all that and you're very like now very manly, you have to do the Tarzan yell thing, right? And you have to bang your chest. I'm just like, oh my God.
You know what you did? You should did that, but with the most Chinese accent possible.
Oh God, I was like, I want this to be over because I made a terrible mistake.
Is any of this on video?
No, my girlfriend was there, and thank gosh, she took one picture of me on stage.
Yeah.
But she said because she know that if this was recorded, that it would have gone out. That she did not record it. So I'm very happy that she did not record it.
Man, she's fired, man.
Oh my God, I was like, so do not volunteer in a foreign country unless you
No,
want.
it's the best to do it in a foreign country because you don't know anyone there. They gotta trace the country
Okay,
you're from.
Okay, but I had to go on a boat with these people afterwards.
So for the rest of the week that you're there, everyone's like, "Hey, it's
No. It was just the catamaran boat ride back. So it was like a 3-hour like boat ride around the water still, and then go
Yeah.
back.
Okay, but everyone on the boat knew who you were by this point.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like I didn't care, but that was a very interesting thing to do. Like I normally like I don't think I would have done that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened.
When I did the karaoke night, the next day, one of the workers there, he said I was really good. I don't know if he was joking or not.
See, now you'll never know.
So this reminds me of a time that I was on a cruise a few years ago. It was during the stand-up comedy shows at the cruise, and basically this one guy's doing his whole skit and everything, and there's these rowdy ass girls at the really front.
Really hot?
Not really.
No, fuck that.
And yeah, this girl was like drunk and everything and heckling. The guy ended up telling her to like get up on stage or do something funny if she thinks she's all that, and she ended up like flashing everyone.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought he was gonna pull up Michael Richard.
Who the hell is Michael Richard?
You know who Kramer is, though, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so she goes up on stage and she flashes everyone, and then
Were they nice?
she wasn't that good looking. She's a bit big.
Yeah, but if you cover her face.
No, he's saying she's a bit big.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know, medium range far, and like my eyes aren't that good. Like I can't even make out her face, but I can tell that she's kind of big. So basically, at that point, the comedian's like, "All right, well, I guess that's pretty much the end of my skit. I don't know how I'm gonna top that, right?" And he's like, and then there's another comedian that's supposed to come out right after and follow up, and he's like, "I don't know how the hell he's gonna top that."
Well, he's got to come out and flash everyone first before he does his material.
Yeah, so it's like, what's the point of this guy even coming out and doing his skit? But then the guy comes out anyways. It's like, yeah, so I heard what happened. It's like, yeah, I really don't know how I'm gonna follow that up, but I'm gonna try. And it's like, I don't know, unless you got something else that you can do or something that like can carry the show on. And then she gets up on stage again and she flashes her vag.
What the
Yeah, she
crap?
flashes
Oh
her
my
vag.
God.
She was like wearing nothing underneath her dress, and like everyone's just like mind blown. We're just going crazy for the rest of the trip. She was just the flasher.
What the shit?
That's pretty fucked up.
Was she really drunk? Can you tell if she was drunk?
Yeah, she was really drunk. She was on this cruise with this dude that she met like 2 weeks before the cruise, so she didn't even really know the guy either. Yeah, it was like really random.
No, that's normal. Because I meet people.
That's normal to get super drunk and flash
no,
everything?
meeting people.
Oh.
But she met the guy before the cruise, and then they decided to go on a cruise together.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah, right.
Hey, tell us something. Have you been on? So you've been to cruisers, obviously. Have you
Yeah.
been to resorts like on land?
No, I haven't been into any land.
On land. Have you ever been on land before?
No, resorts. I'm saying.
I
Okay, Billy, have you been to both cruise and?
have not been to a cruise.
I've only been on cruises, but not the resorts.
Because I'm trying to like. I had this debate with everyone. What's better, like a cruise or a resort? Because like for me, I like going to resorts because I like to go to one country and experience it. But people say they like cruise because you get to experience a little bit of each stop.
Do you leave the resort or do you stay in the resort?
Oh no, I leave it, but only on excursions because I'm too
Yeah, me too. Only on excursions.
big.
I don't want to get shanked.
Yeah,
I like my kidneys in me.
I don't want to go out by myself and get shot and get robbed
Right.
and have my kidney like stolen, like what Billy said.
Kidneys are worth $256,000. I saw that on like a 9gag post, you know? Kidneys are worth the most.
Well, the benefit of a cruise is that I guess you get to go to multiple
Yeah,
places.
but you're limited to 8 hours.
Right. It's a 5-day cruise, like the ones I've been on, and you only get to go to 3 places. There's not much you can do. You can do like one excursion, and then you go experience whatever, and you miss the rest of it, right? So
Are you very tired though after cruises?
not really. No,
What
you
would
don't
be
really.
tired? You should be more like relaxed and energized because you've been not doing shit for one whole week.
Because I've never been on a cruise, so what I'm imagining is like you have to get off the boat a lot and then do stuff and then get back on the boat and get off the boat and get on the
Yeah,
boat.
because I always hear when people go on cruise, they have to fly somewhere to get on a boat to go somewhere else to fly back to their initial.
I mean, like just while you're on the boat, you have to get on and off the boat a lot.
No, it's up to you.
Yeah, like if you're at one of the stops, they're pretty much there for the whole day.
But isn't there always a stop though?
Like I said, if you're going on a 5-day cruise, usually one day is like all travel,
Okay.
and then you stop at one location, and at night they travel to the next location, and they're there by the morning. So a lot of the times in the evening is when the boats are moving, and during the day the cruise is at the port. So you can go down, do whatever you want.
Speaking of cruises, you want to hear something really fucked up? So I met someone before. They went on the cruise. It was also for a wedding. And what happened was this guy had an interaction with this girl on the cruise, right? But something happened. They complained about this guy. So the people on the cruise says, you need to leave. It's on a fucking cruise, right? So what they did to him was they dished him at a port, and from there he had to buy his ticket to fly home.
It's pretty messy.
This is like halfway through the cruise, and he was there for a wedding. From his side of the story, and his friends, he didn't do anything, right? But the bitch made these false accusations just to get him in trouble.
That's pretty messed up.
It must have been really bad to get kicked off a boat. Like it must have been like rape allegations or something like that, like level of bad, right?
Pretty much.
Because you can't be like, oh, he's an asshole. Like he like made a mess over here,
Like,
did this and this
Like,
this
he
small
touched me
thing.
with a JJ or something.
But it must have been like criminal stuff.
What else did you guys do this holiday, or since we last podcasted?
Well, one of the interesting things I did is I started watching the show called Hot Ones on YouTube from First Week Feast. Basically, the show where they interview celebrities and stuff like that, and they have 10 wings, and each wing has a hotter and hotter hot sauce. Starting from, I think the new season is like they start at sriracha and they end with Blair's Mega Death Sauce with Liquid Rage or something. And my cousin, for some reason, he started getting into this hot sauce stuff because he's been watching the show as well. And he got a whole bunch of this stuff for Christmas, and he decides to ask me to try some with him. I don't eat hot sauce. I don't even eat sriracha, and sriracha's like 22,000 Scovilles. He has a freaking hot sauce called 357 Mad Dog, which is 357,000 Scoville units. It's friggin' ridiculous. And the first day we tried it, I went up to like 40,000 and it was okay.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff is actually really interesting because some of the stuff I was kind of immune to.
Yeah.
Even though I don't eat spicy. Whereas my cousin was like dying. And then some of the stuff he was immune to, I was dying for. So it's kind of weird. It's almost like people have different immunes to different spices.
Yeah, they say like Chinese people's spicy is different from Korean people's spicy.
Yeah, that's true. Same with like Indian spicy too. Indian spicy is different.
Yeah, they burn my asshole.
But yeah, so when we actually did the actual challenge, there's 3 of us that did it, and we got up to the 357. I already knew I was gonna die in the one before as
What's
well.
the hottest on the show?
I don't know how many Scoville units is. I think 500,000 or something.
No, it says it's called 357, right?
357 is the second hottest one.
Oh.
Yeah,
Used
no,
to be-
I'm talking about on the show. On the show, the hottest one is something else, right?
500 something thousand, I don't know. But yeah, so I tried this one and I was dying for a good 15 minutes. Like immediately I started coughing. We have like a small video of it. You can hear me in the background like, guys, I'm shaking, guys, I'm shaking.
Because I think I've told you guys before. I'm not sure if I said it on the podcast. Because I think over the summer, so I grew these hot peppers.
Carolina Reapers?
I thought I was growing Carolina Reapers.
Wait, you actually grew them in a garden?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that's where you got them from. I thought you bought them.
No. But then when I looked at them,
Now
they
I don't
actually-
even want them even more. Like I know that you grew them. The fuck?
Okay, so when I bought it, it's supposed to be California Reapers, right? But when they grew and I looked at them, I'm like, these fuckers are Moruga Scorpions, which is the second highest, so it's still hot as fuck.
Okay, so but you got scammed because you wanted Carolina
It
Reapers.
was only like a 200,000 Scoville difference, okay?
Probably not gonna tell it's gonna rape you in the ass anyways.
I have a very important question.
Hold on, let me finish my story. So, like, one barbecue, I grabbed one pepper for a barbecue, and I decided, yo, let's eat some peppers, right? So, I cut it into quarters. I brought it out, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No one's gonna eat that, right? So, I'm like, okay, everyone's being a pussy, so I'll be a pussy too. So, what I did was, I had a slither of the skin, and I was fucking dying. It's that fucking bad. Just imagine, like, you see on YouTube, all those YouTubers eating a whole fucking pepper.
Yeah.
When they wake up the next morning, I swear to God, their asses are probably like 5 inches bigger.
How much spicier was that than the Armageddon wings we had?
The actual peppers themselves are way spicier than the sauces.
No, I heard the sauces, like, when you can combine certain peppers together, it can be harder than the fucking pepper.
Oh yeah.
But, I think Armageddon at Dell Swing.
Yeah, that one.
Sponsor us.
Someone's gonna sponsor us, alright?
I know, but I can try, okay, Billy? I think Armageddon was roughly 1 million. So
Not in terms of like whatever numbers, but just in terms of how much it hurt our faces. Like, because I remember breathing the air around the wings hurt us.
no, I've eaten. I mean, I've had like several wings from that's Armageddon, right?
Yeah.
So knowing that, now compare that to having a slither of the skin, and I was dying, and I can't do anything else.
The quantity of the wing is the wing, but I'm talking about just the heat of the
Yeah.
intensity.
Listen, I'm having a lot of sauce from the wings, and I'm having a slither of the skin from the pepper, and I was dying. I felt like it made permanent damage to my mouth.
Oh man.
That's how bad it was.
Ugh.
Speaking of that, like when I ate the 357 hot sauce, I think like later on in the night, my stomach was like bubbling and everything.
Oh,
I thought
God.
there was a freaking alien growth growing in my stomach, to be honest.
How much of it did you have though?
I had like literally, like you know the middle piece of the chicken wing.
Yeah.
I ate like one side of it, like off the bone.
I swear. Then he wakes up, realized, oh, that was a dream, and it was a week ago.
But yeah, like I don't know if I ever want to do that shit again.
Yeah, doing hot pepper challenge they're the worst, but it's so much fun to do
It was
because
stupid.
If we ever do videos,
that should be our first
that
video.
will be one of the first things
Oh
we'll do.
my god, I don't want to.
And then Dan, you can see, we'll zoom in on Dan's face and watch us suffering extra hard. So wait, my very important question for your pepper shit
Yeah.
is, what did you use for fertilizer?
Fertilizer.
All right, good.
What do you think? I took a shit in my
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it was
that's why you,
Magic Grow or something.
because you were very insistent on us trying the peppers. So,
Okay, you know how bad it was? I used the knife I used
Hold
to
on, hold
cut
on, hold on.
the pepper.
I just realized, you know how you can make it spicier? Is if you eat those peppers, take a
And you
crab,
fertilizer?
use that as the fertilizer to grow more peppers.
Oh, you know how they how they like put on a scale to compare those peppers? The next thing higher from those pepper is pepper spray.
Pepper spray. Pepper spray is actually spicy.
That shit
It
will burn your
burns.
face. No, you
I thought it was just like acidic or something.
yeah, it's also sick. You know, when you touch these hot peppers, and let's say you touch your dick, that shit's gonna burn for hours.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Speaking of which, when I was peeing, it was burning.
Yeah, make sure you when you eat
Holy.
peppers, make sure you wash your hands really well, or wear gloves when you pee.
Don't touch your eyes.
Yeah, if you touch your balls,
Oh
you're
my
fucked.
god, why would people do this voluntarily?
That's fun, man.
It's not fun to suffer. This sounds
It's
terrible.
fun for everyone else. So this is how you convince other people to eat hot peppers, so you can laugh at
Because
them.
they suffer already, so they gotta continue to
Yeah,
suffer.
man. It's like a chainmail.
Oh god, that sounds very, very bad. So what did you do, Wayne?
For me, during the past month, I actually didn't do much because I'm such a boring guy with like nothing exciting. But the one thing I did do, because you know what, I'm not sure if other people out there do that. I know some people do. Is line up for Boxing Day. Like if this is that one really good deal, I'll line up.
Where did you line up though?
This year?
Yeah.
Okay, my first time ever doing it was Sporting
First
Life.
time I ever did. Oh man.
This was a few years back because half price on snowboard jacket, I was down. So I went at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my. 4:30?
Yo, you gotta be the first in line. So you know what I did?
But this was back in the day when people actually lined up.
People still line up. So okay, that time is like I had to like stock the store like a few days before, make sure I know what product that they have because I'm not gonna line up if they're not gonna have it. So that was my first time. This year they had a Dyson vacuum for like $200 off or something, and you know what? For $250 for a Dyson vacuum, yo, I'm down.
Oh my god. Okay.
Right?
Oh my god.
So it's like my cousin also needed one, so I was talking to them. It was like, so what time you want to go? And they're like, oh, well, open at 7. Let's go 6:30. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think we should go at like 4. And then they're like so insistent, saying, okay, it's probably not gonna be that bad, right? So I'm like, okay, 6:30. I go at 6:30. Oh yeah.
So you didn't end up going at 4?
No, I didn't go at 4 because because I was going with them and they don't want to go that early, right?
I just say, fuck it, I'll go at 4. By 6:30, I'll see you there.
You guys would be at the back of the line.
Also, at the same time, I had my other cousins that's living downtown because they wanted to, so they'll have to go to the other location. So okay, we leave at 6:30. We got there, and this was like the coldest day. It was raining. It was raining to a point where it froze instantly. Okay, so the roads were icy.
Oh yeah,
that day,
I remember that day, yeah.
remember? So I parked my car in the garage, drove out, and my car was already covered in a sheet of ice. Okay, so when I got to the place for the vacuum, I swear to God, it was like 60 people in line.
Oh fuck.
And
Jeez.
yeah, and I can't remember. I think it was 500 chain wide for this vacuum, right? So the chances of them having enough for everyone in line was slim. Okay, so I was like, before I even got there,
At this moment, were you like, I have to kill some of these people?
no, okay, so you know what's worse?
I
Like,
have to murder them.
as I was driving, like before we even saw the line, I was talking to my cousin. So let's say if it's 40 people or less, we'll line up. If it's more, we'll bounce, right? Because it's fucking cold. We saw the line of 6 hours. Like, let's line up anyways. And oh my god, so we lined up. It was fucking cold. I was wearing my moose knuckle jacket, wearing the fucking fur, is like freezing and shit. And then finally, someone from the store started coming out. I guess they were asking everyone what they wanted to buy. And then so quickly, the next responses I hear is the vacuum sold out. Apparently, there have been people that were lining from the night before
What the
What?
fuck?
for a fucking
the-
vacuum.
Damn, these guys really want to clean.
I would have done that. You know what? In my area, I would have thought they were all like Chinese and everything, because Chinese people want the best deal ever, right? But no, it was very multicultural, diverse lineup.
So you're saying that Canada's sales are for everybody?
I'm just saying, if a Dyson's $200 off, you better line up 2 days in advance.
So did you end up buying anything though?
No, because they told me there's no more vacuum. I'm like, fuck this, I'm going home,
My
right?
God.
Because it's raining.
Oh yeah.
And, I didn't bring an umbrella.
You know what's sad is that you probably lost money because of your moose knuckle jacket, and it probably
Oh,
got,
no, it's
like,
fine, though. It's fine.
It's fine? Even the fur?
Yeah. Yo, if the animal itself is probably, like, used to that condition. Actually, it's still okay on my hood.
You mentioned that you were also your first Boxing Day experience, so you were going for your jacket or whatever, snowboarding.
Did you get any?
Snowboarding gear?
Yeah, how much?
500 down to 250. So
Holy
50%.
fuck! That's...
But this is a jacket that never goes on sale, right?
Is it your blue jacket?
Yeah, my Burn AK jacket.
What's so special?
You know when we go snowboarding?
Yeah.
Other than that jacket, all I'm wearing is a base layer. I'm not wearing anything else. So if I take it all off, I'm very naked. You can see every curve on my body.
But do you know my my white one?
No, but go on.
I'm only wearing, I think, my base layer and that white one too.
You're probably not as warm as me though.
It doesn't matter. I'm
Wait,
not cold.
It's an insulated jacket though.
It doesn't matter. Mine not.
No,
it's not
but yours-
$250.
Yours an insulated jacket, so it restricts movement because it's so bulky.
Oh my god.
My jacket, all it is a shell.
How fast do you need to go?
No, I just need to be able to
turn.
I just need to be able to turn my body so I can see everything, right? That's all it is.
Have you guys gone snowboarding this year?
Yeah, actually, beginning of January was actually the first time I went to Mount Tremblant.
Yeah. Oh, it's great there.
Yeah, compared to Blue Mountain, it was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's a piece of shit, right?
yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, now when you go Blue Mountain, it's not the same. You can't be like, oh, you peasants.
Because like at the very top, like the snow is so powdery and so nice, and they keep their snow making machine going forever.
You know what I hated? As I was going down, I had goggles on and everything, but my eyelashes kept freezing.
Hell,
Because it's that fucking cold up there.
how cold is it when you went?
I think it was like 40. Negative 40.
Holy shit! Yeah, it was like actually the perfect condition because it was like it just snowed the night before.
Yeah.
and it was only like 25-ish up there, and that was it.
Negative 25.
Yeah, negative 25. And that was it. That was like
But
perfect.
it's so nice. It's so fast. And it's so fucking long. I'm betting that you stopped at least 5 times before you got down there to the base from the top.
At the beginning, we were stopping more, but then afterwards, when we all like, so what we did was we went together, and then like near the end of it, we're like, okay, everyone just go at your own pace.
Yeah.
And then I started like going down it completely.
Oh, do you enjoy the gondolas?
Oh yeah, that was a lot better.
Yeah, it's like luxury compared to like a fucking list that's Blue Mountain. Fucking
Yeah.
peasant.
Even the lifts, they have like a little foot thingy that you can put your foot on and rest your foot, so you can put your board on it.
Blue Mountain has that.
Do they have that?
Yeah.
Isn't your... No, but you can't like there's no space to put
Oh,
your
wait,
board.
no. Oh, wait.
Yeah, you just let your foot dangle, right?
No, Horseshoe had that.
Horseshoe has that, and Blue Mountain doesn't.
No, but Horseshoe's lists are pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, but it was a lot better because I felt like I learned a lot more
Yeah.
going to Blue or going to Mount Tremblant than I did ever going to Blue, because I was able to go
Oh, yeah, for sure.
start going on like, so when I started, I was for the very early of the day I was going on like blues, and then by the end of the day I was going on black diamonds, which was like
Where?
at Mount Tremblant.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was like a huge like difference in learning. It was like intense.
What are you done? Have you gone snowboarding?
I've never snowboarded in my life.
You want to?
I've been skiing before, like with school trips and stuff.
So,
But-
Oh,
I
so
don't-
you've
I
done
don't
the
say that
wussy
word.
stuff.
Yeah, but snowboarding seems like something cool that, like, if it wasn't so expensive, I would try.
Oh, wait, how long ago did you go skiing though?
Like, I was in elementary school.
I'm
like,
trying to learn skiing, but it's so fucking hard.
Skiing?
It is hard.
Really?
I tried it once. I feel like a piece of shit.
I've never seen anyone take longer than like a few hours to learn to ski.
Yeah, I found it pretty easy.
No, it's just,
I just didn't
holding.
enjoy it.
No, maybe because I'm so used to snowboarding, and because you have 2 feet binding onto the same board.
Yeah.
So it's easy to control your feet. But skiing is like 2 individual pieces of boards, right? So it's easy to do the
I
splits.
think that's because you think of that from a snowboarding perspective.
maybe.
I would feel nervous having both of my feet stuck in place.
It
and I
is.
can't
It's
move.
scary. I remember when I first on a bunny hill, I'm like, I can't stop, right? Because you're on one fucking board. You can't really maneuver your feet to like
Yeah, because
stop.
skiing is more natural because you
Yeah.
should be able to move both feet
But
normally.
it's so hard to turn though.
with skiing.
I find it hard.
Well,
I
because
feel like a little
you're not
bitch
good
trying
at
to
it,
ski.
right? Once
Fuck you, Billy.
once you learn how to ski, then you'll be fine, right?
It seems like something fun I would like maybe try one day, but I personally really like team sports. So doing something like that, where you're kind of on your own, doing your thing at your own pace.
You can fall if you go with a whole bunch of people. It is a team sport because you watch each other fall down. Like, it's very fun.
Yeah, the newbies can be your obstacles.
Yeah, you just gotta dodge people. That's your team sport. You gotta try
I
to
don't know,
not
man.
fall as much as the guy next to you.
I don't know, man. It's pretty tough.
It is very expensive though. Like,
It is.
I think to start off, like it would be a couple hundred to buy like cheap, crappy stuff.
Very cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. Like,
And you're talking about just the board, right? Because how much have you invested in your gear?
not too much actually. Maybe like around like 400 or 500 ish. But I haven't bought a board yet.
Oh, the board. Oh.
I haven't bought the board yet.
And realistically, like, how many times can you snowboard a year?
Yeah, you can go a lot, man.
Yeah,
Some
but
people buy season passes and go like every other weekend.
I can buy one basketball and we could play every week with like 10 people.
Yeah, in the snow though.
No,
But you don't. I don't have 10
indoor I
friends.
can.
I think for me, when I finally got over my beginner type of gear, like my nice board, I think I spent $1,000
What the shit?
just for the board and the
Holy
binding,
crap.
Oh
and
man.
then 200-300 for the boots.
That's like 4 Jordans, man.
And then my jacket obviously 500. Oh well, not no 250, and then my pants was around the same price.
What the crap?
Yo, but it lasts, man. It lasts. So I had to learn how to like wax and sharpen my own board just to save money.
God, you're crazy. That don't listen to him, everybody. Snowboarding is not that bad. I'm okay. So you can probably get a snowboard on sale end of season and stuff for like $200 to $300. Okay, you can get boots.
Yeah, and then next season is like new shit comes out, and you're all sad.
Don't listen to him. It's not an iPhone. Okay, you don't need one every single year.
So let's talk about Trump because he's been in the news so much lately in office. Everyone misses Barack Obama. What are the one thing that's really annoying you? That's really annoying you about what he did.
So yeah, so there's a lot of Trump news right now, right? So what we set a rule for ourselves that we're not going to go over more than like kind of one article of Trump news. But since
Wait, per
there's
person or the whole thing?
yeah, so since there's 3 of us, each one of us can go choose one. Because I think if we all keep talking about Trump for that long, we can probably go on for like forever.
We could have a full podcast.
Yeah,
on this.
there's too much Trump news, but and also it's just annoying to talk about him because it makes you angry inside.
But it's so much fun.
yeah, but it's
Anger is it. I don't know. Releases something in me that fucking it's like eating pizza.
so we're gonna try to like keep that down, and each one of us is gonna find something. If we can't find anything that's really too interesting, like personally, then that person would just like exempt from it, and that person can decide which out of the 2 Trump things is actually more, I guess, interesting or more important.
Alright, so what's yours, Billy?
Mine is like, it seems like a little bit less interesting, but it felt like more of like a leading towards some other stuff. Trump is basically going to start like controlling how the scholars publish papers and stuff. So it has to kind of go through an approval process through the Trump administration. And to me, this sounds like when dictators start burning like libraries, attacking scholars and saying you can't do whatever your profession is anymore. I'm sure at the time when this was happening and the way to make the whole civilization accept it was to kind of say stuff in a certain way. So his way might be to say it has to get approved by the Trump administration, right? Just to kind of baby it up. And then next step is make the approval process incredibly difficult where nothing gets approved, or make it incredibly unaffordable where no one wants to get approval, right?
So pretty much USA is gonna be North Korea.
Maybe because it just feels very controlling. Like like science shouldn't be controlled in a way. People like to say science in a generic way that it's just as it like means anything. But
what he's doing right now is pretty much he's making USA his own playground.
Yeah,
right. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants. Which is it's if I was Trump, that'd be great.
Yeah, because if you have control over what scientific publications are occurring, like there's a lot of like things where if it's used in the right way, yes, it might be, but how much resource can you throw at this to make it like beneficial, right? Because how much like thousands of like scholarly articles are being published, and how much professionals do you need to actually review all of these things? And
that's pretty much just a like a conflict now, right? Because if it has to be reviewed before it gets released, then I can no longer trust that shit anymore. You have to like the finding has to be pleasing to whoever's reviewing it.
Yeah.
Before it can go out.
Yeah, because then now you need an ethics board to review it, to keep these people intact.
Biases and everything with the person actually reviewing it as well too, and what their political or financial interests are.
Yeah, because they got to make sure they have to approve the right shit, or else Trump's gonna fire their ass.
Yeah, and in general, how the scientific community is that a university will publish a paper, and then peers will review it, right? So there's already like a system in place where the peers will review it, and then someone will write another article about it, refuting it, or continuing on with the experiment, right?
Yeah.
So there's a system in place. So imagine like for some reason someone maybe found the cure to cancer for some reason. One university randomly found it. Now like if there's 10,000 articles that the Trump administration has to go through, then when are they going to get to this 10,001 article, right? How long will it take them to do this? And we know how slow the government works and how much slower it gets over time, right? So I feel like it's going to be like a dictatorship.
You know what? It's going to be more like China, because what you're saying is going to link to mine, because now Donald Trump wants to build the fucking wall. So it's going to be like China. He's going to have a Great Wall.
The Great Wall of...
Yeah. It's, oh my god, why is he building a fucking wall? And why does he keep saying Mexico's going to fucking pay for it? They're not going to fucking pay for it.
You should give like a little detail on where this came from, I guess.
He said he wanted to build a wall. He just signed papers that he's going to build the damn wall. And he's going to say Mexico's going to pay for it. And then Mexico president, what's his name? I don't know how to pronounce his name because it's got an accent. Pina, something. He just said no. What the fuck are you talking about, right?
Yeah, so the executive order is not like has to happen. I think it's a thing moving the steps forward for it to happen.
Yeah.
So it's not like a guarantee it's gonna happen.
No,
but
I think
it's basically
I think it is,
no. It doesn't necessarily 100% have that.
Pretty much it's been approved.
I think
it's
it's basically like expediting it to make it happen.
Yeah, and it says it's going to cost $13 billion to build it. So I think you know what he's doing. You know how he's saying Mexico's got to pay for it, but even though the Mexican president says no, so now because he's putting a tariff on all Mexico products, right? So I guess in that way he's making Mexico pay. Was it 20% tariff on all incoming products?
What do you think that's going to happen to the Mexican economy though? Like, you think they're going to resist it and be like, no, we're not going to then
Mexico
sell?
just go ship to Canada then.
Yeah, but there's no consumer, and they have to fly further, right? Yeah. So it's going to cost them more, and Canadian duties are higher than American.
You know what's going to happen? No one's going to want to build plants in America anymore because no one wants to. Everyone's going to be like, fuck Trump. Let's just bring our business elsewhere and help everyone else because America's being a little bitch.
No, but the problem with that is that America is such a huge consuming power.
But if everyone, what's that word? There's a word when collude. That's right. Every other country colludes with each other because of what Trump's doing. It's gonna work for them because you know what Trump's is. I know he's looking out for USA.
Yeah, but okay, but
job, right?
But that doesn't work in a capitalist economy.
But I'm just saying because Trump's just being such a the shit I'm saying about Trump, I might get assassinated. But anyways, because Trump's doing everything that's just like fuck everyone else. It's all about USA.
Yeah, because
it's making America great again.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, because the thing is like he's in a very powerful position. And he's making the big moves. But if he does go too far, I think there will be like huge actions taken.
If he's going to do this, like terrify every other country.
The thing is though, like he can bully countries like Mexico. But he can't bully country like the UK.
Is he bullying China too?
He's trying to supply Taiwan with weapons so that they can fight against China.
If he does something against China, China is going to be like, go crazy, right?
Especially when China already bailed the US out of their like $1 trillion debt. Like, why would you fuck with that?
Yeah, if he actually goes against China and then starts like messing with that, because I saw Jack Ma talk about it, right?
Oh, is he?
He's the Alibaba guy.
Right?
Yeah,
that guy.
He's basically like talking about like how
sponsor us.
How Trump is thinking too much of his own country, and Jack Ma's like view is, China is my nation and I should look out for China as a nation, but the whole world is also technically a nation, right? Like the whole world needs to kind of think about each other. Something that he does in China impacts another country definitely, right? Because it's a global economy now, right? He's saying that if Trump goes kind of too far with it, then the global economy will collapse on him, right? But he needs to fight the big guys, like fighting Mexico and winning like smaller wars will actually maybe get him to his next presidency step, right? Because if he actually follows through with it and says, I built a fucking massive wall, fuck Mexico, look, no repercussions, right? Everyone in the States is going to be like, yeah, no repercussions, we did something badass, right? And as long as he doesn't fuck with the big countries, then it's okay. He looks like a hero, right?
Pretty fucking crazy, dude.
It's pretty smart, though, like to do that. Like, if you mess with the little guy who's right next door, and everyone, your friends cheer you on while you punch a guy in the face, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. And while the big guys are staying like over there and you don't fight them and then no one sees the big guys, then yeah, it's all good, right? You get another 4 years.
Yeah, they're all just like, yeah, it's not our fight. Let's just
Yeah, and especially because like China's not going to be like, yeah, stop picking on Mexico. Like they're not going to be like, hey, stop it, leave Mexico alone, you know? Because I know in Mexico there's the Volkswagen plant, right?
Yeah,
that's where all the Volkswagens get assembled. So I'm very interested in seeing if that actually happens, if Volkswagen will actually move their like car stuff away, because that actually might help Canada, because they might move their manufacturing from Mexico to Canada.
No, but I'm thinking, okay, so let's say Volkswagen does move into the States. I think the labor cost for the cars shouldn't it increase? And then those cheap cars, the price will increase as well. Will people be able to afford it?
Yeah, I think the price of the cars will definitely go up. Or alternatively...
Yeah, but then people won't be able to afford it. What are they going to do?
No, but alternatively, they might not be able to increase the cost of the cars because if their competitors are still keeping at the same price.
If it doesn't make sense to sell it to America, then no point in building it there either. So take their business elsewhere. Build a plant in China, because you know what?
Yeah, but...
Chinese cars are so fucking expensive. When I went back, it's like literally double the price here if it's made elsewhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, they still have to sell to America. Right? They can't not sell to America. The not selling to America is not an option at this point. If you don't sell to America, it won't be in movies. It won't be sold to Canadians, because Canadians won't buy something that's not like seen in media, right? Like they can't just have like Volkswagen known as a Canadian car in North America, right? Basically in a very good position where he can swing.
Well, he is the president.
He can like do a lot of stuff and very little repercussions.
So you know.
And another thing about that too, just to add on, is that the way that he's controlling the media right now is pretty fucked up, because he's pretty much saying like what can be posted and what can't be about him, and even like all the fake news control and everything like that. And he's starting to like try to push this thing out where you can be criminalized for doing investigative reporting. People who are trying to do actual reporting and journalism are going to be penalized, and you're just going to get propaganda instead. It's pretty fucked up. That's like almost nuts.
It's kind of like the same thing where they take out the scholars, they take out the mass media, and then they control the people, right? Because you take out all the smartest people, you take out the loudest people, and all you're left with is everyone else. Yeah, basically you can brainwash.
Yes,
you can brainwash everyone else, right? Even if you're not one, you don't have the common community to share the information with. You don't have the media outlet to tell it to. So everyone who's smart and can say something about it can't do that anymore. You're left with everyone else who just follows.
And your education system is getting shittier.
Yeah. It's a very interesting plan in terms of like systematically, internally, like taking out the big things and then watching it crumble underneath you. Because I'm sure like when Hitler was in power, like not to compare them too much,
God.
but like just like seriously thinking about like if you were in Hitler's position, how would you systematically use your country for war, right? You don't like say, hey, we're going to start a war with the rest of the world. You start telling people, hey, our economy sucks. We're going to like get small wins. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. But let's try doing this well and seeing how it goes, right? And you slowly keep pushing the boundaries, right? And you slowly build on that.
So what you're saying is Trump probably has his own version of the manifesto? Or is it manifesto? Or the Mein Kampf?
Mein Kampf.
Manifesto is someone else, probably. Or is that the same thing?
It's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
The manifesto is like just a general term for it.
Yeah, but what Billy is saying, Trump is Hitler.
I'm not saying he's Hitler,
Close
but
enough, dude.
I'm saying like systematically, like the strategy involved in gaining power
Yeah.
is similar. The result of what he might do once you gain enough power is different, right? Like he's not going to probably cause World War III, but he might use it to gain himself more power.
World War III.
If he causes World War III, we're all enlisting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
find
this
a cave
podcast is
and hide
over. All right. So aside from the Trump thing, I think we're all good, right? So which one of the like you can't vote on your own, right? So out of us three, which out of the other two people's thing do you guys think is actually?
Can I not vote for either of you guys?
I guess forget the voting then.
Trust me, it's the wall.
I don't think the wall though. I honestly don't think the wall.
People's gonna notice the wall because it's gonna be fucking there.
I think we should just fuse Dan and mine together because I think it's the same shit basically.
Yeah, so
right?
And there's a ton of issues that we didn't even list as well too.
So
Yeah,
the
there's a whole bunch of
wall
stuff too. Yeah.
Trumps your.
His last name's not Trump. It's Dump. Okay, so aside from Trump, there's some stuff that I want to try to start talking about, which is kind of like technology related, right?
Yeah.
So I found two things. One is kind of just like a technology company, and another one is just like actually like technology related. The technology related one is basically about Paris.
Yeah.
So there's a plan in Paris right now to start having electric self-driving buses. And the reason why they want to have this is because their pollution in Paris is actually getting really, really bad. And Paris is a rich enough city where they can afford to invest in this technology. They're going to have a 6-person bus, self-driving, and it's going to basically, I don't know how many buses they actually are going to buy, but it's going to actually start pretty recently. So they're going to have self-driving technology and an electric bus.
Can you still call it a bus if it only carries 6 people? You might as well get an Uber.
It's basically just rectangular.
Right? That's no fucking bus.
It's a transport vehicle.
It's a death trap. That's what it is.
I think it's because it's public, right? It's a public transportation, basically.
Sure.
That's why I guess they called it a bus. So what do you guys think of this? I would really like to actually go in it and actually see.
No, it's fucking stupid. Look at it. You're gonna look like a fucking like dumb fuck.
Yeah, but what if it's free?
Oh, it's free. Oh,
I don't know if it's
never
free,
mind.
but what if
What
the
the hell?
ride was free?
Because where was it? Because they're saying they want to start releasing electric Ubers that's like driverless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not just do fucking that?
In terms of like advancing the world, you can't just have one thing.
But you're having one thing that can do exactly what another thing does.
No, I mean like Uber can be a technology company that does this in Paris as well. Yeah. But this is the city of Paris, right? The city of Paris is not going to invest in a private company to say, hey, private company, here's money so that you can build a monopoly so that you can dominate everyone and our own public transportation, right? They need to invest in their own public transportation technology so they don't get fucking destroyed by Uber.
I don't trust it, man. I don't trust anything that drives on its own.
I know. It's going to be those Tesla crashes all over again, but with 6 people.
So aside from this, though, like Paris advancing with this, I actually saw a lot of stuff like at. Do you guys know what CES is?
No.
It's the Consumer Electronics Show, right? Which happens in Vegas annually.
Yeah.
I won't really discuss the details of this, but like what I saw mostly at this place is that a lot of companies like Honda, Toyota, Mercedes, BMW, and there's like these random like startup electric cars are actually all investing into like self-driving right now. So I honestly
So it's going to be like iRobot.
So I honestly think, because like Tesla is saying that by even next year,
Yeah.
they will actually have like level 5 autonomous driving, which is basically, so level 5 is the highest it goes,
Yeah.
which is fully autonomous.
How do they have a level 5 autonomous driving when there's nothing to compare from before?
Because no, like level
is that
5
the
is
best?
is a definition.
Okay.
Like so by
What if it's going to be even better one day?
no, by definition, level 5 being that it doesn't need any human assistance.
Okay.
It can drive as well as a human being can drive. Level 4 is what they currently have, which is
So wait,
assistant.
if it's level 4 now, why are they letting people use it?
No, level 4 is not like self-driving.
Okay.
Level 4 is assisted driving.
Oh, okay. Like just description wise.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like the different levels doesn't mean like the different levels of autonomy, right?
Yeah, I thought it was
Autonomy-
how good it was to
Yeah,
drive.
autonomy is like a absolute value, right?
So like you're in a fucking Honda with a level 2 self-driving car.
If you pay like $5,000, you go up a level.
It's like it decreases their chances of dying.
So it's actually very interesting. So Tesla said by next year that they'll actually have level 5 because
Yeah.
the cars that are actually being sold has all the sensors for level 5. They just haven't turned on the software yet.
So what happens? What happens if there's like a blackout or something?
With what?
Like whatever it's on, whatever grid it's running on, if there's a blackout and like these self-driving vehicles like all got fucked up.
No, because I remember back then. Because I don't think they ever implemented the technology, but I think it was Volvo where all the cars communicated with each other.
Yeah. So Tesla's like, so basically there's, in the long scheme of self-driving cars, the initial thing has to be that they all have to learn to calculate by themselves.
Yeah, so I have to be a really fast.
They basically have to be hybrid, like between being able to drive themselves and drive and consider human beings. And then the next step is to be able to network them all together.
Somebody's gonna hack this shit, man.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck you guys!" Bam.
Yeah, security is always like a thing with like, you know, as technology advances, but it always gets harder and harder. Hopefully they're not like, what's that company, Chrysler or something, that got their nav system hacked? Was that Chevy?
I don't know.
Wait, what do you do when you hack a nav system? Change the maps to fuck everyone over? Like it's
No, the nav
Star
system.
Wars map?
The nav system is the entry point to controlling the entire car.
Oh,
Because that's the GPS.
Yeah.
That's the signal to go into the car.
Oh man. But anyways, bring it back to like technology that normal people understand. I wanted to talk about one of the Instagram posts we made. Plug to our Instagram at Faulty Logix. We had a picture that I posted with a pizza, Originals pizza, and I posted it saying that the box inside it said Happy New Year 2017, and I thought it was really hilarious. I in the comments I was like, yo, what a nice surprise and everything, right? So I was thinking about it for a while. I was like, why did they do this? It's like in the middle of the month already. We're almost at the end of the month. Like, is it because of like Chinese New Year or whatever? And I couldn't really figure it out. After I was throwing out the box, I looked at the receipt and I started cracking the hell up because I realized what happened. I ordered a pizza back at the beginning of the year or the end of the year. And in that order, I wrote right inside the box, Happy New Year 2017. And what I did was when I went online to order this pizza, I just reordered that same order. So it said that in the instructions as well. So when I saw the receipt, I started cracking up. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. I just thought these guys are super nice, but they're
You know
like,
you fucked up. Having them right in 2018 and then you question yourself what year you're in.
So it was pretty funny. Those guys are probably like, why is this guy ordering a Happy New Year pizza so late in the year?
He's like, what a loser. He's gotta celebrate a month late.
Oh man. So yeah, that was a pretty funny thing. You guys can go check it out on Instagram. And we're actually gonna post some like pictures of our new studio. You guys can check that out and everything as well too.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. This is our first episode of the year.
Yeah.
We're going to actually link things in the description below this time. So
That's our New Year's resolution.
yeah, that's our New
Link
Year's
shit.
resolution is to link stuff. So follow us on everything: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and our podcast will be up on the iTunes. And then if you can probably download it on whatever podcast app you use. All right. Thanks for listening. See ya.
Peace.
Later, homie.